Say hi. I always say that I wish I had vlogged and written and made videos way back in the day. This might be the most vulnerable video I ever make. This is me. I mean, I feel so nervous to do this, but I really feel called to share this with you and open my heart to you in this way so you see this part of my life and know that you're not alone, because I think some of you might identify with this. So I have this book. I was looking through the books in our house for something. I forget what book I was looking for, but I found this notebook, and I'm not a journaler. Do you journal? I don't journal often. But I wrote this journal entry. I had this book in my car. I think I was probably about 21 when I wrote this. And it was a very, very low moment in my life. Very. You will hear why. I remember this night. I was living with my mom and dad, who are amazing people, and they were there for me every step of the way. But I had to go through all of this stuff in order to become the woman I am today. It was a really low moment. I was going through a lot of different things where I really felt so lost and so, I don't know. You'll hear. Anyway, I'm going to read this to you because I want you to know that if you feel this way, you're not alone. I want you to know where I've been and a lot of the reason why I encourage women and want to be there for women and make videos for women, because man, oh man, I needed to hear so many of the things that I share with you when I was 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And I want you to know why I do a lot of this and where I was, and how much I identify with your feelings if you feel this way. To give you a little bit of context, I wanted to just call a friend. So I remember this night I was driving around. I know, buddy. I was driving around. I lived in LA at the time, and I called 5 different people and nobody picked up. And it was a moment I just wanted to talk to someone and just have a friend and have someone be there for me, who wasn't my parents. Like I said, they were there for me all the time. I just wanted to talk to a friend. And I remember that nobody would pick up the phone for me. And in that moment, in this time of great struggle, I took it really personally, even though the 5 people could have been really busy at the time. And I pulled up to a Starbucks, and I remember pulling out this notebook, and this is what I wrote. Here goes nothing. And it's hard to say this in front of my son, but it's a great miracle. The whole miracle of, how far I've come is all in this piece of writing here. This is where I was about 10 years ago. I have no friends. My life is composed of the ugliest of falling outs, repeat and repeat again, fall out and repeat again. Why does it have to be like this? Why does everything have to fall to pieces all the time? I couldn't have a lot of friends or be popular, even if I tried. I really, really couldn't. People have said the worst things about me behind my back. People will tear me apart behind my back for my entire life. My mother is alive, my father is alive, my brother and my sisters are alive. I have a good job and we have a house. I'm so grateful, but I'm having such a hard time. I'm tired all the time. I want to put on retreats. Hey, buddy, what's wrong? Anything is interesting to him these days. I want to put on retreats and lead worship. I want to lead worship. I'm not good enough to lead worship like I want to. I am not good enough. I am not good enough. I am not good enough to do what I want to do with my life. I am not even good enough to have a guy be attracted to me, much less ask me on a date. I am not good enough to have lots of friends or even keep a few good friends for that matter. I am not good enough. I keep trying to start writing my book. I can't seem to get anywhere. I am so burnt out. Who am I? I'm having an identity crisis, I think, quite possibly a crisis of faith, quite possibly a crisis of epically small proportions that seem epically massive right now, only because I'm sitting in this Starbucks alone on a Tuesday and not a single person will answer my phone calls. Quite possibly because if I even had a friend to call in this city, it would only be one person. I live in a city where I have one friend to call to hang out with. That's it. One. That's all I've got. People don't even look at me anymore. It's like they know. It's like they can see I'm falling to pieces, and like they can see that I'm lonely and suffering and weary. And then I think, who on earth is possibly going to love me? Wrecked and lonely me now. It's going to take some sort of miracle. A miracle by the hand and grace of God. I don't put anything past God. But then again, I can't possibly see getting out of this. I sincerely hope my life is not like this forever. When will it change? When will it change? That is the end of that journal entry, if you will. And I read that to you and it sounds like, oh my gosh, but I feel like a lot of people have been in this place. And I'm not saying that your life is going to turn out like mine did. I don't know what your life is going to turn out like. But I can tell you that if you feel any of these things that I just read to you out loud, that there's hope for you. And the thing that helped me come out of this place was asking God to guide me out of that place again and again and again. And asking God to bring good friendships into my life again and again and again. And asking him to continue to light the way and to continue to heal me and to continue to walk with me as I figured out my life, as I walked forward, as I tried to serve him, as I tried to learn to love myself, to learn to love my life. Great beauty has come out of that. So I wanted to give you that glimpse into me 10 years ago. I met Daniel about 2 years after I wrote that. So maybe this is just a reminder to you that God works miracles. And at the end of your story, this is whatever you're living now is not the end of your story. Had you shown me my son on that night, this, my second son, right? I wouldn't have believed it. I wouldn't have believed you. Had you shown me Daniel, I wouldn't have believed it, and I wouldn't have believed you. And I'm really grateful. And like reading that and remembering, like I never forget this place. Like I never forget, you know, what I lived in college and how hard that was. Like it's so woven into me and it so propels me to continue to encourage all of you and share with all of you and bolster all of you, because I don't forget it. I don't think about it all the time, but it's still very real to me, and it helps me to remember and identify with you guys who are in that place, who feel any of those things that I just read out loud, and to remind you that there is hope and that our God is a God of miracles. Right, Jedediah? That's all for today. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.